And the problem with that, though, is WCW then started bringing in the names. Now, don't get me wrong, names are important. You need, again, I'm going to go with the football analogy again. Arsenal signed Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang this January. That's a great signing. But they also have some good young players too, and you combine them together and boom, that's it. That's what takes it to the stratosphere. Unfortunately, WCW didn't see it that way and just started hiring the names. They hired Hogan, Savage, Piper, DiBiase, all these guys who had name value in the WWF. WCW. And because of that, they lost. They lost their young, up-and-coming talent. I'm about to read you 5 names off my notes right here. If these guys had stayed with WCW and the company was built around them, the WWF wouldn't have stood a chance. You had Mick Foley, Brian Pillman, and Steve Austin between 1994 and 1995 leave for ECW. Then you had Jean-Paul Levesque and Dustin Rhodes. They left for the WWF. Those names might not sound familiar to you, but if I was to say Triple H and Goldust, you'd know exactly who I'm talking about. And by the time 1996 had rolled around, Pillman, Foley, and Austin would also be in the WWF. And who do you think Vince McMahon built his company around? He built it around Mankind versus The Undertaker. He built it around Steve Austin versus The Hearts. He built it around Triple H versus The Rock. He built all these things from these new talents that he got in. And let his old ones go. Because he knew in time that these new young kids that he'd got would take it to the next level. Which is part of the reason why the new generation had failed. Because they weren't new guys. They were just older guys now coming up through the ranks. I mean, Bret Hart was a great wrestler. Bret Hart is one of my favorite of all time. Shawn Michaels, too. But you only got to see them get beat so many times to bigger, stronger people. And especially when those bigger and stronger people are on WCW now, to carry the company. It didn't work, So Vince got these new guys and started building the WWF around that. And business started to pick up for them. And the Monday Night Wars had begun.